Yes, we're doing it live, everybody, as Bill O'Reilly once said during his younger days. My three college football picks, me and this guy right here, the almighty coin. Going to pick three games against the spread. But before we do that, we got to review last week's selections. I really don't want to review them because for the second time this season, just for the second time, I came up with a losing week, okay? The coin and I did agree on Washington State against Oregon. Washington State was only giving 3 points. That was an easy winner right there. So I got to soak that in. That's a victory. But the other two games I picked, not so successful. The coin and I both lose on Michigan State. I thought the Spartans at home getting 7 points. And by the way, what's up right there? Stacking Cooper. Glad you could join us here. Or Cuber. Sorry, my pronunciations are not the best. But anyway, glad that you can join us. Michigan State getting 7 points. I thought the rivalry game at home, no brainer. Well, I didn't have any brains making that pick because the coin and I both lost. Michigan covering easily. So that was a loser. And the coin, by the way, made up a game on me. The other game, Army. I was looking good in the fourth quarter. Army up by double digits, covering that 8-point spread. And then Miami of Ohio had to force overtime. Army won the game, but the damage had been done. They only won by 1 point, not even close to covering the spread. So that was a loser for me and a winner for the coin, since the coin liked Miami of Ohio on the points. So my lead after 8 weeks, it has been trimmed from 4 games to just 3. A stinker. 14-9-1 against the spread, while the coin makes up a game now at 11-12-1 against the spread. Now, let's go ahead and highlight the 3 games we're going to pick this week. Man, I really debated if I was going to pick Texas, Oklahoma State. But something very alarming happened when I saw the lines earlier in the week, and the Longhorns were only giving 1.5 points. That tells me that Vegas may not be so secure about this particular game. The line has now gone up to 3.5. Keep in mind that this is Texas's. It's just their second true road game of the year. That's right, just their second true road game. Remember, the game against Maryland was at Landover, where the Redskins play. And, of course, OU Texas always play at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas. The only road game that Texas has had was against Kansas State. Texas got off to a good start in that game, but had to hold on for dear life to win by only 5 points. And you're playing at night in what's going to be an extremely rocking environment in Stillwater. So Texas might win this game, but I'm telling you what, it's going to be close. And plus, Oklahoma State has had a lot of recent success against the Longhorns. So give me Oklahoma State plus the 3.5. If the coin, by the way, likes heads, favorite, tails, underdog. Ready? Let's give it a good old-fashioned flip here. And the coin's going to go with Texas. Well, just like the Texas-Oklahoma State game, Georgia-Florida, both teams have had 2 weeks to prepare for each other. The world's largest outdoor cocktail party played at Jacksonville. And here's something to keep in mind. Okay, before I bring that thought up, though, keep in mind that Florida, they've been a different team since that loss to Kentucky, back in September. They have played much better, and of course, have a victory over LSU, a team that Georgia lost to just 2 weeks ago. But here is something, okay? Even though Georgia is favored by a touchdown, do you know what Georgia's record is this year against the spread? 3-3-1, okay? Just average. Do you know what Florida's record this year is against the spread? 6-1. And I'm getting 7 points. Yeah, I'm going to go with another underdog. I like Florida plus the 7 points, and the coin it just fell. So that calls for a reflip. Okay, rarely do I do that, but you gotta love live broadcasts. And here we go. And the coin likes Georgia. So far the coin and I have disagreed on first 2 legs. But we're gonna go to the West Coast, and I would be funny to see Florida beat them. Yeah. I would love that. Anytime you can get an upset in college football, that definitely stirs the pot. And if Georgia loses, I'm going to laugh. Of course, didn't laugh back in January when Georgia beat OU in the Rose Bowl. So finally, let's go to the West Coast Pac-12. Utah against UCLA. And I'm taking Utah, even though it's a large point spread, 10.5 on the road at the Rose Bowl. To me, UCLA is not one of the better home teams in the country. You got to keep in mind they play at the Rose Bowl, which seats about 100,000, and they, unless they're playing USC, they never pack that place anyway for regular season games. The Utes this year have been very good against the run. In fact, they're tops in the country in rush defense. In fact, the last time anybody gained over 100 yards against Utah on the ground, that was in mid-September in a loss to Washington. Okay, the last 4 games, the Utes have been very lethal when facing the run. They've been the best in the country. And by the way, when running the ball, Utah is very good too. If you look at the last 4 games, they've rushed for at least 200 yards. So to me, I think Utah controls the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, and that is a recipe for a cover. So give me Utah minus the 10.5. And the coin, one final flip, everybody. And the coin's going to go with UCLA. So how about that? The coin and I disagreed on every game, and we're doing this live, so you know something is up big time. So if I lose all 3 of my games, obviously the coin would have caught me. And keep in mind, counting this week, there's only 6 weeks to go of picking. We go all the way to the weekend of the conference championship games. Those are my picks this week. What were yours? Just a reminder, my Kansas State-Oklahoma postgame, that will not appear until Sunday morning. First it agrees, not disagrees. Yeah, the coin, just like life itself. By the time you think you have it figured out, you have no clue. Okay, and I have no clue what that coin is going to say. But Kansas State, Oklahoma, my post game Sunday morning, most likely, and we're going to do that live, okay? We're going to continue more live broadcasts. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your feedback, everybody, and we'll see you next week for another installment of my 3 picks. And Texas to win, Florida to win, then Utah. So, yet we agreed on 2 of the 3. Texas, it wouldn't surprise me if they won just barely, but 3.5 points. I like Oklahoma State with the primetime environment. And again, this is just Texas's second true road game of the year. I'm very much keeping that in mind. I think that could very well factor in. Texas might eke out a win, but they're certainly not going to name their score in this game. Thanks for joining us for my 3 picks. We'll see you next time.